even notice it left marks.
What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. We are popping our way right into Tommy's shop until we let him know that we're around. Okay, not the loudest pops. So anyway, I haven't really had any footage yet driving the Supra now that it makes 550 wheel horsepower from when it made last time, which was like 350-ish when it was stock. We had a couple clips with just the downpipe, so we don't have any official footage of this car on the street yet making 550 wheel. You guys got to see how crazy this thing pulls in the dry, because last night it was rainy. We really didn't get to make a good video or document how it pulls when it's dry. So yeah, we put the bigger pure turbo on this car yesterday with RKTunes. Car made about 550 wheel, I think like 520 torque, and it rips. So Tommy's in the car now. First impressions, Tommy, what do you think of the sound?
Sounds sick. It was too quiet before.
Yeah.
Sounds so good. And that's just from the Catless or muffler or downpipe, whatever?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool that you can get away with just like a stock muffler and a Catless downpipe and it sounds that good.
Right. So, I bet most of the benefit from a muffler is like weight too, because that thing's probably heavy as hell.
Yeah, I'm not sure how heavy it is, but I know that like, I'm pretty sure when I like watched the videos about the Supra, they did say they took a lot of efforts to like keep weight low. So, but I'm sure a lot of the like autocross guys I've seen have already been like cutting them out and stuff. Wow. And it doesn't sound that bad without a muffler.
We could drill some holes in it.
Yeah. So,
I'm a little nervous.
I'm curious how it'll feel as a passenger, because I've never ridden as a passenger. Maybe we'll have to like swap midway through. So officially this car made 550 wheel and 520 torque.
Wow. And what did it make baseline?
Baseline, it made between 320 and 350 and 400 torque. Just a downpipe, it made like 520 torque.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it feels like that. It's not just numbers.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it actually felt a little bit quicker with just downpipe, but the difference is now with the bigger turbo, it gets a little better traction, because before it would just like wob and like light the wheels up, fall off. Right. Where now it just basically shifted the power band, so you're just in it. So I'm curious.
How do you like the auto versus like all your other cars? Because you know, I mean, you drive manual. That's the biggest thing, right?
So it's good, but my biggest complaint, and I don't know if there's a way around this, so I'll turn traction control off, and I have it in sport, but what I struggle with, if I'm in manual and let's say I'm spinning, if it like touches rev limiter, it still ends up shifting, and then I shift and then it double shifts. So I shift 2 up. So it kind of screws me.
And this is when you're in manual, it still shifts?
Yeah, and I don't think
it's gotta be a coding thing, right? They can code that out or something?
Yeah, so that's one thing on the platform. No one has really gotten to the stage where they've done any sort of transmission tuning coding, because that is a thing.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
But no, right now, I mean, it's good. I wish the rev limit was a little bit higher.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's pretty low for, I mean, it's a small engine. It's not like it's a big ass engine.
So you know the wind noise is terrible, so I'm just gonna roll up the windows after we get to speed. But we'll do like a quick pull. You ready?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Does it feel faster?
Yeah, it feels faster. And like, so obviously like the biggest thing with these is everyone hates that it's auto. I mean, that's gonna be like your biggest thing no matter what.
Yep.
I think it's sick. It shifts faster than you could ever imagine. Like if you race something that maybe had 75 more horsepower but had a manual, you probably could beat it still.
The weird thing is it's like auto, it's not dual clutch.
Right. But it feels like it when you shift, it feels dual clutch.
Yeah, the way that the responses with shifting is really good. I don't really have any complaints about that.
It's fast.
I could see why people would want manual, but the way that the power is delivered and everything, like, it works as an auto car. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think for me,
it's fast.
It's weird because it almost felt faster with just a downpipe, because it had that like lightning switch torque down low. Right. Where now it just kind of like pulls.
I don't know.
Race.
Yeah, I think he does.
Pull on him. Dude. It's like the new car type of fast.
Dude, it's so good. It feels like an R35. I'll be honest.
So that's what it kind of reminds me of when I'm on the highway and I'm like, like it kind of sounds like them.
Yeah, feels like an R35 to me. That's awesome. I think it's night and day. I mean, it was fast before, but it didn't feel like it dropped off, but it felt like it needed more boost. Like that's the only way to describe it. It's like, this needs more boost. I need to feel more up top, because it would go to 55 and then just kind of
It's a very like BMW kind of like German auto thing to have that super responsive power. Because when they first started doing turbo cars, they were worried people were going to hate them because of lag. So they tried to make them as least laggy as possible.
They did a good job.
But the thing you got to remember too, we're at 23 pounds, and this turbo will flow way past that. So we're not even close to the limit.
When
of
are they
going to
get into that?
We're just waiting. Kind of, no one's really cracked the tuning and been able to figure out how to get it past that.
Right.
There might be some ways to trick it, but no one has really gotten to that part yet.
You know what it does have though?
What?
It's got that weird little rear end wiggle that BMWs have under like power. I don't know if I can feel it like clear as day. It feels like bad subframe bushings almost, but it's just like a, do you know what I mean?
I think that might have been the road. I know what you're kind of talking about, but so the only thing I will say, it's a little bit harder to manage the power band once you put like downpipes and bigger turbos, because it's kind of not touchy, but like it doesn't have that super, not that it was linear before, but it's got power now, in other words.
Yeah, I mean it's more of a handful. But I bet if you put traction control on, and just like we're on a track, I mean that's what I would do. I wouldn't even play. I
wonder if it would need like tuning to be able to get the traction control dialed in with more power.
Probably. You'd want like a better traction control. Like in the UK or in Germany, when like the M3 came out, they had like that M button was more aggressive than in the US. Did you ever hear about that?
Really?
Yeah, the M button, like people were trying to get the coding from the German cars into the US cars because they had a more aggressive like sport mode.
Huh.
And so maybe that's possible on this thing. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah. I know that Toyota is planning on coming out with like different like models and stuff. Like there might be a 4-cylinder one, there might be a turbo one. But I know one thing that me and Jordan even spent a lot of time on. So the way that the gas pedal works on this, it's actually something to do with like commanding like a certain percentage commands like a certain load. And now that the car's making more power, like 10% throttle instead of commanding, let's say 100 foot-pounds of torque, is commanding 200 foot-pounds of torque. So it made the gas a lot more touchy.
Do you like that or don't?
Well, we're like trying to get it back to the stock pedal feel, but that's one of those things that takes time, and we kind of ran out of time. So he's got a car at his neighbor's shop that has the same exact setup. So he's just gonna keep playing with it and just see what he can figure out.
Right. That's cool. That's cool that he can. That's one thing that like you want to talk about newer cars, but to be able to tune the ABS, the transmission.
Talk S.
Well, you know, like, but to be able to tune the ABS, the transmission, the traction control, the launch control, like that is awesome.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Everyone like strives to do that in the older cars. Like, tell me you don't have. I mean, you have like rolling anti-lag. I bet it's built into this somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's do a quick Chinese fire drill because I want to see what it feels like.
Well, it's fast.
I'll say though, like for a car like this to be making 550 wheel and like it's spinning with no traction control on with the stock tires, but it's like very controllable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's new car. So I just want it in fully auto. Is everything off, or what am I?
I've actually never floored it in fully auto. We'll see what happens.
Oh, that pedal is way touchier.
You floor it? Yeah, it pulls more like that freight train style, kind of like how my BMW feels.
Yeah.
I
like this. This is completely transformed. This is what it. I mean, obviously they could never release it like this, but
I'll put my money on it that Toyota will come out with either a twin turbo car. No, there's probably probably not, but a bigger turbo version.
Kind of like when BMW did the N54, then the N55. You think they'll do something similar?
I think it's gonna be the same engine. There is so much room that, wow, that's nuts. Dude, there's so much room where the turbo mounts that like there's no way they weren't planning for something.
Really?
Yeah. Like
this thing feels so good.
I would, and there's just weird stuff. Like we're taking apart the front bumper and stuff, and you look and there's like room to basically force cold air in from the bumper, and Toyota has it like blocked off.
See, I heard something about like those vents are blocked, but they actually can go somewhere. Like,
dude, that front bumper vent funnels right to the intake and it's blocked.
Really?
Weirdest thing.
I wonder why. You think you know what they could be doing? Like what BMW did when they gave, there was like a PP2 kit or something. Like you have it, I think. Dual oil coolers, extra power, you know, like stuff like that. They probably have BMW packages, like, well, Toyota, but BMW packages that will be available to like make this thing more rad, you know?
Dude, it's crazy too, like how serviceable everything is. Like for, like usually BMW, oh, it's pain to work on.
Right.
Dude, you pull off the intake, I'll do it for you. I'll pull off the intake. Everything is right there.
Really?
Yeah, it's like mind blowing. Like literally all you need is a flathead, pull the entire intake out, you can access everything in the turbo.
How did all the wires make you feel when you pulled the cover off?
I mean, it looks a little rat's nesty,
right.
but I mean, they're all like easy connectors. They all.
Oh, really?
Like it's just, I don't know another way to explain it than it's just very easily serviceable. Everything you can access.
I'll be honest, like this thing is gonna give the Porsche a run for its money, like, or it's gonna beat the Porsche. Can I say that out loud?
You think?
I think so. I think this is gonna beat the Porsche.
I think if we lined up side by side from a day.
From a 0, I don't think it will. From a 30 roll, the Porsche doesn't.
You know, I want to say that the Porsche will win, but like numbers on paper, this
right.
should win.
Dude, this thing is fast. The Porsche was so linear and it's great for the track and everything, but like one thing is, after halfway through third gear, you start to be like less, you know, exhilarated. Where this thing was just, this thing's insane now.
The Porsche is almost just like a Miata on steroids.
Right, it's the perfect car, but
yep.
not for roll racing.
No.
This thing is now insane. This car feels insane.
It's gonna be crazy too, like the fact that there's an extra 100 wheel left in this.
There is? Once you figure out the
That's
boost.
what I'm saying, dude, 23 pounds, like
yeah,
it's not falling off at all.
Right.
So there's a lot more room left.
So did they figure out anything with like what the transmission can hold? I mean, I know that there's Z4s. I hate saying BMW and Z4 talking about a Toyota, but there's Z4s that were making this power for a long time.
My hypothesis is that people will probably start to run into issues around the 800 wheel mark. If you think about it, the N54, which is like old BMW technology now compared to this, stock blocks like can hold about 800 reliably. I see no reason why this wouldn't be able to.
But I mean transmission wise.
Transmission, I think is probably gonna be around the same. I think it's gonna be one of those things where like if you're hard launching it, you might run into issues or
slicks or something. Yeah,
I don't know how these work. Like I don't know what the internal makeup looks like on them, but there might be like certain pieces you can upgrade that will make them hold harder.
This thing's so good.
Yeah.
I want to know your thoughts on it for real. Because I know you weren't like, hold on, let's put a pause so you can edit this out in case. What? I know you weren't that like, you didn't think it was, you thought it was pretty slow when you first got it. And now you've added, what, 200 horsepower? I'm
not gonna lie, so far, I think I enjoyed the car the most with just the downpipe.
Okay.
Because
it was rowdy.
Yeah, it was just like that. It felt like all my drift cars were just like, boom, lights the tires up. Terrible for like cornering or anything.
Right.
Terrible, not the best for roll racing, but it had that punch where like you zip around traffic and you whoop, like.
Yeah, that's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
That's like the 135, like, or your 335 with like full bolt-ons. You go up a hill or something, second gear, it just like drifts up the hill, kind of.
But this thing made like 520 torque at like 3,200 RPM.
Jesus.
That's
fucking diesel.
No, for real. It didn't make sense. Right now, I think I just kind of need to relearn the car because it is a completely different power band and feels like a different car now, you know?
Right. Why is Dent Wizard here?
Who's Dent Wizard?
That guy with the Dent Wizard thing. All right, well, what's up now?
I have to go get a haircut and then I fly to New Mexico for No Coast.
Well, I'll see you guys someday in the future.
If you guys want to see more about the Supra, obviously subscribe. I think the next video that I'm going to be making, there's a lot of the stuff on this car that I actually really, really dislike, and I think I'm going to make one of those like
what I hate about my Supra.
But I've like actually been like putting together a list. I've been talking to like other Supra owners and stuff, and like it seems like everybody's kind of on par with the same exact complaints about the car.
You gotta come up with a new one.
What do you mean?
You gotta come up with a new one that no one else hates.
A new complaint?
Yep.
Oh, I've got a lot of stuff that I hate about this car. I mean, compared to my 90s drift cars, like this is not gonna get any girls.
Yeah, right.
So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I know this was a quick video, but I'm running late and I need to get on a flight. So I hope you enjoyed this, and